Decon EC Details back with another episode. In this one, we're going to see if this coating is actually trash or does it pass. What I mean by that and what we're testing today is Labocosmetica new HPC 2.0. I have 2.0 here. It's a 2-year coating, polysilicone hybrid. Slickness, gloss, self-cleaning. I applied this once about 7 months ago on actually my boss's car, and it's still going strong, but I'm going to walk you through the actual application, how easy it is to use, and then show you some of the steps that we did to prep the car today. And then we're going to go over and do parts of the car in HPC Pro, which is a 4-year. It ups the durability, it helps the self-cleaning, it helps the gloss, it helps the water spot resisting. So this has more solids than this, but this we can all buy. This you have to be certified through Labocosmetica, and I'll put links in the description below. EC15 gets you 15% off of this and this if you're certified. Let's talk about the process of cleaning the car today. So with the process of cleaning, there's 2 ways I was gonna go. I was gonna go Prelidio, and I was gonna hit the car. Now, if you look at the car right now as I talk, the car's super damaged. There's a lot of wear on this car. There's a lot of scratches. There's a lot of dirt on this car. For me, the thing I wanted to get to is how do I get to the cleaning and then to the polishing fast through how we're gonna clean the car. So I was gonna go stars and stripes on this, which I think you could, but I need to get more of a deeper clean. So we're going to use the new Decon foam from Armor Detail Supply. Should be hitting this month. EC10 gets you 10% off of this. The wild thing about this is it smells better, it works better. This new Decon foam is 2 ounces into a foam canning, 750 mils of water, and it's a pH of 12. And I will put it in the contending with Coach Chemi SF. This is an absolute banger. I asked them to send me 2 of these to test because I used the first one up. So this is the other one. That's their Decon foam. And then for the contact wash, we're going to use a new DIY V2 rinseless. All these products can be found in links in the description below, and we're going to do that as our contact wash. Let's talk about this real quick. So I have a foam canning, about 750 mils of water, 2 ounces of the Armor Detail Supply new Decon foam. It's DIY. There's 4 gallons inside of the bucket, 2 ounces of DIY, and then my sponge. Let's get on the foam in the whip. And we're gonna let this sit for 2 minutes. It's got a ridiculous smell. Key points about the soap is when I zoom you in, you can see how it's pulling it down, but also how it stays on the panel. So it's just pulling down, gives me SF vibes. I'm real happy with this soap. Like I said, I've already used half of the 8 ounces that they sent me, and I've been cherishing this because ADS brings out bangers, but you gotta wait like it's Christmas all over again. We're gonna spray it off. And the spray off is real easy. And the goal is to see how much of that dirt did it take off. This towel here. And look how much it took off. Look how much, let me zoom out, of that product it took off. And that was dirty, like that whole part was dirty. So I would say I got an 80% clean. I'm gonna finish the rest of the car. We'll start the contact wash and we'll come back. So we're doing the contact wash here. I have my IK sprayer. Again, I got about 80% off just with the Decon foam from Armor Detail Supply. So the goal right now is to do the contact wash. So I go in, I spray my rinseless on the panel. Let me show you here. Come down a tiny bit so you could see it. Spray my rinseless on the panel. It's wet right now, so there's a couple things I'm gonna do. As that's on the panel, DIY is real lubricious. So I would just take my clay towel as well, my DIY clay towel, put that in the bucket, let it sit for a little bit. I'll do my contact wash. And I don't intend to remove any of the liquid on here because I do want to iron and I do want to clay it. So we'll go around the car, we'll get this part done, but that's how we'll go top to bottom from it. And you can see how squeaky clean it sounds. DIY iron remover. and we're gonna clay the car. This is the only one I do with clay barring because it doesn't destroy clay. I spray it on. I do a couple sprays on the panel, and I come in and I'm doing my chemical and mechanical at the same time, just making sure I get it as clayed as possible until you don't hear any noise. And then I'll spray that off when we're done. Iron. I put iron on the wheels too. All right, so we finish the car deconning, washing. Again, we use DIY version 2 rinseless. We use their iron remover, the clay bar, and then we use ADS foam decon version 2, which is phenomenal. The car is not ready to be dried. I'm gonna dry it. We'll go through how we're gonna tackle this paint. The goal here is to get close to 75% before we apply HPC, and we'll get rolling. I have a clay bar here that's heavier, a clay towel from NextZen. It's a heavier form of claying. There's a section on this car that I have to get done. Once we do that, we'll go over the paint. Like again, you can find this in NextZen. It's a different type of clay towel. The one from DIY is more fine. This is more heavy. It's got like a more girthy section here. So I'm gonna get this soaked up with ZNR as my clay lube. And you can use whatever clay lube you want. Use whatever, you can use DIY as well. Just, I usually go 256-1, or I'll go 128-1 in DIY, making it a clay lube. So soak it up. I'm just gonna spray ZNR on the whole thing, spray it on my panel, and then you can hear it. Usually you would have to take traditional clay to that because it's so gritty, but this towel from ZNR is pretty aggressive. And you can hear that there, and it is removing it. It's taking all that stuff off, and sometimes you just need a little more. Where we're at, we have to decide a few things. You and I have to decide a few things. How good do we want to get this? You're like, what did it pay for? No. It's how good do we want to get this? Think about this. The question I'm asking is, do you offer something you can't? Does that make sense? The clear coat's hashed. The front looks horrendous. But I have a feeling that this compound that Doug from Detail It and Tim from 2.0 Detailing Dudes told me about might do the trick. We're gonna test it. The only downside for this is it's freaking dust. I hate dust. But if you blow the pad out every clear way, it'll do it. The science behind this is it doesn't take a lot of clear coat off and it attacks scratches. We're gonna use it with the wool. I'm gonna show you the front hood. The backup plan is Dr. Beasley's NSP's F150. That one seems to cut real good. That's version 2. We'll give each a shot. The cool thing about this is it could cut, but you also use it for a finish. So it's kind of like 3D1, hyper polishing of that nature. So let's go to the hood. Let's do a test section. We're gonna use a rotary with wool, speed about 1200 RPM, 1300 RPM. We're gonna do a section to cut, and then we're gonna finish down with Buff and Shine Orange DA here. So you can see what we're working with. That's wild. So that part right there is absolutely hammered. So we'll tackle that part first. We'll do one section. We're gonna do this section here to get a pass. Let me get you out here. To get a pass here, you take your compound, you shake it. Again, this is Ceramic X from CSI. Open that up. That's too much. Don't ever do that. It just came out hot. Came out hot like the wedding night. Okay? And then we're gonna do this section here. Always speed. And then we're just gonna do a small section to see how it cleans up the paint. Like I said, I don't want to chase too much here. All right, that's probably as far as I would go with this paint. Like that is probably the farthest I would go. And at the end of the day, the question is this pad too aggro? But that's how it turned out. You can see the difference between that, just to clean it up, versus over here. We'll see what the one step does. If I could do this compound with this pad on, see if I could get a better result. So I did a bigger section, easy wipe off. I think I like this result of this. So that's what I was saying. We could go with the aggressive, but what's the point if the hood's already damaged? Or we could go clean up where we take about 70% off with Ceramic X, and it does a good job finishing down. Like, I can't begin to express how good that looks from a paint perspective versus this part over here. Let me show you the before, and that is the after. All right, so we're gonna go hit this. We're only gonna get about 70%, 80%, and we'll get the paint cleaned up. You can see that. You see that? That's absolutely wild. And look what we took off just with a couple passes. Yep. All right, I'm gonna finish the rest with it. We'll use Ceramic X. We'll bust out the whole car. We finished the car. It literally took 2 hours to polish the car. There's a lot of damage on it. You saw it on the clip. We'll show you the end of it, but let's go over the installation, what we get in the box for HTC. So you're gonna open the box, you're gonna toss it. You get a cool tin container. You get your ceramic coating. Right here, I don't even know why I have hiccups. I didn't even eat anything. How many mils is this, bruh? 30 mils. 30 mils of the power here. And then the box looks like that. It's a real nice experience, unboxing experience. When you open up the box, you take that, you toss it. You know what I'm saying? You toss it. You get gloves. Toss those because they don't fit. And then you get a sticker for the car. Let me show you the sticker. You get this for the car. And that's a good touch because if they come in for a maintenance watch, you keep up to it. You get some instructions and you get your microfiber pad, no towels. So they don't provide towels for this, but let's get the ball rolling here. We're gonna take our bottle. We're going to, first let's get you know what I love about these? If you see these right here, they put slits in it for you. So shout out to Mafra for helping the dude out. And then it's easier to get in. I used to love these suede blocks. I used to love them. What I loved about them was I could just use one block. The cost per coat was cheaper because I didn't have to buy a microfiber. But I hated getting the block where you had to cut the slits in. So for this to already have the slit, makes life easy. We're good to go. So cool thing about HPC, let's talk about this real quick. Okay, this coating right here, it's easy to use. It's about a 5 to 10 minute flash time. So if you come back in 15 minutes, you should be good. We're gonna do a bigger section and let it sit for a little bit while we do another section, just to show you the application of this process. Take your bottle, shake it. I did do a panel prep on the car, okay? I just didn't show that because you know how to do that. Take this, and that's the consistency you get. All right, let's go over here to the section of the car and we'll do it together. Have the coating on the block. We're gonna go here, and it's a real nice experience actually. That little bit is gonna do this whole car. You get sweating, it's hot in here. It's about 90 degrees in the garage. The humidity is wild. I washed in here. So the social cues you get, if you look closer at it here, you get sweating, you get beating. I'm gonna try to over apply area and see how the wipe off is. I'm gonna give that a couple times here. I'm gonna try to make that a little thicker just to show you the ease of use here. Remember, I've used this when it first came out. I had Reggie at my house here doing this. So I'm gonna wipe, make sure that goes. That's gonna sweat. I am going to do this whole section right here. And I'm gonna see what kind of vibe I get. So I'm gonna apply it here. We're gonna let that sit for 10 minutes. I'll come right back. I literally went in, got myself a water, a tea, went out with the situation. I let it sit in the car for about 10 minutes. We're gonna see, it's hot. Look, okay, I got the meat sweats. I didn't even eat the meats. So watch this panel here. Let me show you how easy it is to wipe off here. And I'll take my first microfiber, and the process of wipe off is super easy. Now I did it on the whole panel. It does bead up. It is super slick. It gives me Nasio vibes, but a tad easier to use in a sense of wait times. And it's just slick. Wow. So look, nothing on the panel, slick to the touch. Benefits of this here for the end user is the ease of use. So you can let it on, let it sit, don't have to stress about it. And then you can get it wet in about 4 or 5 hours. I am gonna apply the rest of the car. It's super slick. It's got some darkening effect to it. Let's do the trunk together. So we got the trunk area here. I added some of my coating here. I am going to come in and grab this area, grab half the trunk. It's super easy, super slick, and it's way easy to apply. The flashing it gives you beads. So I'm gonna put it on there. I'm gonna let that sit for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'll wipe off. Whoa, I'll wipe off a little sooner, see what happens if I wipe off. The wipe off is way easy, still slick, so it gives you an avenue to have longer wipe offs, super slick to the touch. HPC is one of those coatings that to me is pretty amazing. It's easy to use. It's super slick. Like I said, it's on my boss's car. It's been through a winter already. His is super hydrophobic. I'm gonna get that back to give you a 6-month update, and it's easy to apply. I think the price is 68 bucks. I'm gonna finish the rest of the car. I'm gonna go around it and apply it, and I'll give you we'll give you the final what's up. You know what I'm saying? So the question I'm gonna get asked, like, can I do more than one panel? Yeah, so I did 2 panels. I go back to the first one. I take 2 microfibers and I knock it down. So it is super easy to apply. Like, man, level 8, easy. Like, if you get a high spot on this, you deserve it. I don't want to be stupid, but the ease of use of this coating is wild. In October, I think it was December, with Tim and Reggie, where he came from the Netherlands, flew over to Pocatello, and Harold. We did use this before it came out, and I was impressed then, but using it on my own, having time to play with it, having time to apply it, I'm really digging the experience of this coating and the application of this coating. So this is, if you want a coating that you can do outside, do inside, you should give this a go. It's pretty savage. I'm gonna finish the rest of the car. I'll show you how the paint looks like. I'll show you the glow it gives. It gives it a nice, beautiful carnauba look. And that saturation is real good. And again, up to 15 minutes and you're set to go. Total hours 4. It was a lot of paint correcting. It couldn't really be paint corrected. The paint was too bad. So learn a couple things I just want to share in this video. Learn when to stop. You don't want to chase perfection. Get back gloss, right? To them, that's going to look way different than you burning paint. So my opinion was, I tried the rotary. I did the rotary just for the hood. I went around. I used another compound for the car. I didn't want the whole dusting thing to keep happening, especially I'm in the middle of trying to get the job done. Ceramics is good. Just got to blow the pads out more often. But let's talk about the coating experience itself. And let's talk about a few things that makes this coating different. So HPC 2.0 is PFA free, so no forever PFAs. It is VOC certified. And then let's talk about what changed. Number 1, slickness, saturation, ease of use. Let's talk about ease of use. There's a lot of coatings on the market that claim ease of use. Again, this is not paid for. This is just my review, me trying it to see if it's trash or pass. If you leave a high spot the next day with this, you could come back in and you could reactivate it. That's what changed. Does that mean it's not cured? No, it just made it easy for the end user to go in and use their products. Old HPC, when you did that, you had to buff it off. This one is super forgiving, but I also love the richness it gives the paint. Like I said, I was sitting here thinking the whole time as I was coating the car, what does this remind me of? And it reminds me of NV Evo, the graphene one. It reminds me like that coating, the darkening of it. It's a little thinner, it's not as thick. I used about 10 mils for the car right here. And it's easy to wipe off. You can see it. You have social cues because it beads, but also gives you that flashing or some type of shadowing if you leave it on a black car. But I would rate this as pass. This is a total pass for me. If you're new to ceramic coatings, you want to try something that's super easy to use, super friendly, I would totally give HPC a try, and you won't be disappointed. Now, they claim 2 years. We don't know. I'm going to test my boss's car. I'll do a follow-up in about 4 weeks. That'll be over 8 months time period, over the 8 month time period when we did his, to see how it's doing on his Genesis. With that said, I want to thank you for watching. If you're new to this channel, hit the like, hit the subscribe. And again, everything I used in this video in the description below, that does help the channel, and it does help me, help you. Road to 10,000, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and thank you for watching. With that, I'm out. See ya.